Yeah, boys. Snake
Starting off
Farm.
Snake Farm.
Well, woman,
Oh, there it is.
Name Ramona.
Ray
She
Wiley.
kinda looks like Tempest Storm. She can dance like a little Egypt. She works down at the Snake Farm.
All right, boys. Tell us what that means.
That means USCB baseball dubs, baby. Welcome to another episode of the Sand Shark Rewind. Man, we are here live. Justin, Jarrett, Wes Kerr alongside when Brackin Lambert. Whew, man, I'm what a day it's been, man. It has been crazy. Just absolutely nuts. Huge packed weekend of Sand Shark athletics. Packed week. But man, we're gonna start off with some greatness. Holy smokes.
Some greatness.
Baseball.
Some greatness from baseball. Just to set the stage here, 24 hours ago, USCB baseball was licking their wounds after a 25-1 loss. And today we're talking about sweeping the number 16 team in the country today. A couple of walk-off wins out at Hardeeville, out at the Snake Farm. And this was the last one set up by Carson Phillips with the triple. And then Julian Galassi going to come through with the game winner. We've also got I saw Brian Myers ceiling fan spinning in the green room, so I think he's going to be joining us.
That's right.
Unbelievable. And Wes, I posed the question to you earlier. 65-point revenge for the women's basketball team versus doubleheader sweep the day after 25-1 for baseball. Which one's the more impressive bounce back for you?
That's a tough question. I mean, just looking at the margin of victory for both those squads, I got to think, the ranked team, like, obviously basketball, 70 points is incredible, but
unbelievable.
Just to think about the way they didn't just beat a team, but they beat a top 25 team twice. And that's saying
it's insane that it's debatable. That we have two things to even consider of that magnitude.
Go with the women's basketball as well, because that more. I mean, that's just unheard of. I mean, 70 points is just movie-like stuff. Just crazy.
I didn't think that would be top this season, but overcoming a 25-1 loss in baseball to win two the next day is some kind of mental fortitude that
especially
is tough to by. So
and that's another point. Like, it's the next day. Like, basketball was weeks down the road.
This was a month later. Yeah, it's a little different. A little different. Next day. Myers chomping down the food in the green room, man. He's getting after that free food in the green room. But we'll let him finish his dinner before we talk with him. But also an exciting weekend for softball. With I know your brain's fried, Brackin. I've been there, so I'm kind of taking the lead for you here. But awesome weekend for softball too. Didn't go their way today. They lost two tough ones, but came out and slugged against Lander and Wes. You and Max Arraj were on the call, so let's get Max in here and get his thoughts as well on this weekend out of softball. I was watching for the most part on the broadcast, listening to you guys. Welcome, Max. Great job.
Thanks,
your first weekend in the booth, man. Love hearing you guys calling it together.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm sure Wes enjoyed it as well. Great weekend for Sand Shark softball. Obviously, didn't go the way they wanted it to, but they battled all three games. It was great seeing that walk-off win last night for this softball team. But, they played real well today. It just didn't go their way. So hopefully they can improve.
Just in that second game, especially, they were up 5-0 and let it slip away. But give credit to Lander. That's a really good team. And I said throughout the broadcast, they need to keep adding on. 5-0. That's not very safe. And they had a chance to do it. I think they had the bases loaded like in the fourth or fifth inning or so, and they couldn't capitalize. And unfortunately, that kind of went back to bite them in the end. Weren't able to add on. Then, of course, things kind of snowballed those last few frames where Lander was able to use the top of the lineup and a couple of home runs, and all of a sudden it's a one-run game, and you're looking like, what happened? And then, just an unfortunate circumstance with a dispute in that seventh inning that didn't go the way of the Sand Sharks, and that kind of got to them, I thought, down the stretch. Had a tough error defensively, and Lander just executed. And just unfortunate to see that be the result of why Sand Sharks lost that last game. But just you look big picture, this is a team that can compete with anybody. Great to get that first win. You wish you could have taken at least another one today. 2 contests that were, close to the very end, lost by 2 and lost by 3, but especially that last one hurts when you had a pretty sizable lead. But Addie Reynolds, as you noted out on the Twitter, this catcher's on fire. She absolutely was. How about going yard twice today? 3-run shots in the first inning, and then she does it again with a 2-run blast. And this was someone who I noted that watch out for this player. I mean, she had the opportunity to really get it going at the dish. There's the first one of the day over past the left field fence to make it 3-0, and then she got another one, a 2-run homer to add on. But just monstrous numbers over the weekend. 3 homers, drove in 9 runs, and man, I mean that when you get that production from your catcher, that because sometimes you don't see that very often. Catchers who can hit power and driving runs like that, that's a special quality to have for your team. And that's something that can really carry this group. If I mean, obviously it's hard to sustain a pace like that, but just provide some offense. And not only that, but she went back to her 3rd at bat and singled. So I mean, really excellent day at the plate for Addie, and that's one of those important factors. Can you have some other players that can step up? And we saw what she could do, especially early on. I remember her freshman year, she hit the ground running that season. Certainly, it was a slow start, but all 3 of her first 3 homers came this weekend. Now she's confident. She's really got her swing back, and see if she can ride that red hot momentum going forward. But Addie was spectacular. I was also really impressed with Ramirez coming in. She was a workhorse today. 20 games. I think she went over like 100 pitches.
She pitched really well in the first game, especially.
She did great in the first game.
Second game defense kind of let her down. Tough air in a bad spot, but
unfortunately.
But no, she's growing up fast. She's solid.
I think this team is dangerous. I think the one thing that is keeping them from getting over that hump and winning those tough games is some of those defensive mistakes that they made this weekend. I think if they can find a way to stop making those defensive mistakes, that team is going to be really dangerous for any Peach Belt Conference team to play.
They definitely have the offense.
Outscore them.
Yep. Yeah, I mean the offense is going to be there. We know that
for sure.
But I mean, even though those couple of I think it's the timing of those defensive. Because they're not a bad defensive team at all. It's the timing of it. Right. So, but we'll dive a little bit deeper into softball here in a minute. Let's go ahead and welcome in our Gold Glover.
The Gold Glover,
Brian Meyer.
What's up, buddy? What's happening? Also the best USSSA umpire in the greater Savannah region.
It brings in the money, man.
One guy that you like down in Savannah. I know you.
Well, I do have one other buddy down there, Yusef, because he dances to Right Foot Creep for me. He's great.
I think every team has that song that all goes on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But first, I want to address this Clemson flag right there. Not in my room.
Yeah.
Go Dogs, baby. Yeah. Go Dogs. Nah, not with them. Go Dogs. I had to make that a statement first off right there.
Did you lose?
Hey, they beat South Carolina today. I'm happy.
Oh, did they? Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, they took both.
Yeah, they did
this weekend.
Took both games
last night.
Yeah, I know Max was talking about the softball team. They're dangerous. But the baseball team right now today is feeling pretty dangerous. The boys got good vibes right now. I think today was a really turning point of our season and the entry going into the conference play. So I think that's just what's going to put us over the edge, the fence, to kind of be motivated to be able to play with anybody. We can play with anybody. That was one of I think they won the Peach Belt last year. Was Southwestern.
Yeah, they'd like to do it this year.
16 in the nation, dude. I mean, how much do you guys look at that? You guys look at that and see and say, oh, they're ranked in the top 25. Going into
100%, 100%. It makes you have a chip on your shoulder when you play teams like that. You can't just lay down. You give them an air. They capitalize on mistakes. So you got to make sure to really be on your P's and Q's with those guys. And it's awesome to take one from a ranked opponent, much less two, and win the series. So we were really
not
hyped
just
about that.
But the way you recovered after what you did on Friday or on Saturday, it didn't go well for you. And you come back the next day and get not just one but two walk-off wins. Just what was the message to the team after the proceedings on Saturday? How do you guys reset and refocus?
That one's over.
To get ready for Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, it is. All you can do is that feels like rock bottom right there that day. So only one way up after rock bottom is up. So we were loose. There was all the pressure was on them to get the sweep. We were on the rise. So like, what are we gonna have to stress about? We just went out there, played loose, and just stayed together and competed as one. And luckily we found a way to pull them both back in.
And that's what we always say is the beauty of baseball, right? Like whatever happens today, you get to come back and play tomorrow, and it's over, and it doesn't matter, and it doesn't impact what happens today. But unbelievable to have you ever been a part of something quite like that? I mean, I've been a part of some travel ball things where you get mollywopped by somebody and then you beat them later or whatever. But like 25-1 and then sweep a doubleheader the next day, that's a pretty crazy turnaround as far as the emotions go.
Yeah. That day was pretty demoralizing. We felt defeated, that day. But you wake up the next morning and you don't even want to think about it. So we went on to the next day, and we tried to win today, and now we can celebrate these two wins tonight. But once tomorrow comes around, you gotta understand that the next game, it's the next game. That game doesn't matter anymore, and we gotta set the pedestal high for us and continue to strive for whatever there is the next day, on and on and on. And I'm just glad we were able to focus up after that, because that was pretty demoralizing. But
that's a program building win right there. But Brian, you were also honored before the game.
Check out that hardware back there.
Gold Glove Award.
Yeah.
I'll bring it quick. Yeah. Luckily, had
come on.
Not a lot.
The Gold Glove was photo bombing.
Not a lot of opportunities to make errors last year, so I got awarded with this baby.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it in there. Let me see.
Yeah, we got it. Is that the key? You just is that the key? You just gotta avoid chances. Is that how you win one of those in the outfield?
That makes it a little bit easier, huh?
I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but it's an actual glove. It's not a trophy. It's an actual glove.
It's an actual, it's an actual glove.
Oh yeah. I'll put it on my hand right now. Oh, it's a little, and this guy right here is probably 20-25 pounds.
Yeah, that thing's heavy duty.
The glove here, it's all real gold. Got Rawlings on it, the Rawlings Gold Glove, and you can see it in the middle here. I hope there's lighting enough, but it says Gold Glove Award. And
because they do the same thing for Major League Gold Gloves as well.
This is actually exactly it's the exact same way.
The real deal, man. You got the real deal.
That's the real deal.
Meyer, you could ask to have your Rawlings glove put with the Gold Glove on the Rawlings part. You could rep that. If you got a new glove before the end of the year, you could get one with the Gold Glove plate on the back.
About to say, are you talking about the patch?
Yeah.
I heard somebody talking about that. I really should do that, but I mean, if
I'm
going to DH,
cool.
I think it'd be awesome.
If I'm going to DH, I don't think I'll need the glove this year. I thought it was funny.
Ashton has an idea for you. She says you can put that thing on eBay.
Oh, I don't think I want to. I'm gonna keep that one for the kids, man.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about this the other day when you guys flooded the office. With the monsoon.
The sharks are swimming.
Yeah, we got to get it. We got to get another one to put it in the trophy case. So that when the arena comes, that we get something there, and you can bring it back and and bring your kids and your grandkids one day and say, hey, look what we did back in the day. I mean, that's a special thing. Like, up to this season, you only had one error in over 200 chances. You got one this year, but that.
Yeah, they jinxed him when they gave him that Gold Glove.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
it was always a fluke.
What's that mean to you, man? Like, that's the first, the only one that we've had for in program history. So
yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm thankful, and God put me in a position to play baseball, and I'm all for it. And what's crazy is that I came here I'm a shortstop. I was always a shortstop all my life. And my first year of college, we had a draft prospect shortstop, and they were like, okay, you're not going to play over him. So they wanted my bat in the lineup. So we went and tried outfield, and it just kind of stuck and felt, not easy, but it was adaptable, and made an adjustment there, and it kind of just took off from there. And we work, you don't really get to see it much, but we work our tails off at practice, and fortunately it got to pay off last year, assisting me with the few attempts, the few putouts. It always helps.
66 putouts.
A lot of ground ball pitchers. That's
right.
It is what it is, man. 1,000 fielding percentage is 1,000. So
that's right.
But how you guys look ahead to? Or go ahead, JJ.
I was gonna say, you didn't ever dog it on one to make sure you didn't get close enough to make an error, did you?
No, I go all out regardless. I've never done that before.
I know you do. I know you do. You go all out all the time. You got a little cup of coffee with bananas. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun as well. That was a lot of fun. It got me to be able to play at a lot of different type of atmospheres, travel all over the place, signing out my autograph. Like, what do people want my autograph for? Who am I? But it makes these kids' day, and it's awesome. Especially, being a baseball lover as a kid as well, and just seeing that same type of enjoyment I experienced when I was at that age. It's just awesome to think that I'm someone who is helping them, get into the game more, love the game. And it was just really fulfilling and cool. I feel like I was kind of somewhat giving back, maybe. And it's in my hometown in Savannah. So that was just awesome.
Yeah.
It's a magical thing.
Play some more banana ball, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. Coach was talking. He reached out to me the other day, because they made the firefighters was the third team now, and I told him after this year, figure out, I'm gonna have Tommy John regardless. So I think I'll have it at the end of the summer, because I want to have a little summer. I want to be able to have some summer without not being able to do anything with my arm, but it's a possibility. I'm not ruling it out. And somebody's talking about overseas ball too, so I might be done. I may not. We'll see where Brian said that.
Well, how do you guys
join my guy Eric Jones? I don't know if he's on the roster this year. He was last year.
Yeah, he's in there.
He was the home run leader, I think, for most, if not all, last season.
He's a stud.
Yeah.
So you scored the winning run in the first game today on the walk-off walk, right? And then where were you when Julian Galassi slapped one through the left side to bring home Carson Phillips and take us through that pandemonium?
Yeah. Once we hit the home plate, and the stampede immediately comes right behind me, and we're all just running and chasing each other, giggling like little girls, and that's awesome. That's baseball. That's what you play for. It's not much like a walk-off win, and we got the experience too one day. So that was sick.
Pretty special against a ranked team, top 25 team in D2, and that's what you play for. I mean, tremendous job. You had a nice game. You got a couple of hits, but give me some more love for Carson Phillips. He has been raking this year. Really found a home there at the top of the lineup, and seems like every clutch opportunity that he's gotten, he's cashed in. I think the first game I called against Middle Georgia State, he drove in the wing. But that was a triple as well. So he's had an act for some of those extra base hits. Your thoughts on how he's evolved as a player and just continues to produce in the clutch.
Yeah, especially talking about involvement, man. He was an outfielder last year. He was our center fielder last year, and he adjusted. And we were trying to find a secure spot at shortstop. He stepped in, he won the job, and he's been really well there. And to take off with that, his offensively, he's been killing it. And when I tell you, this kid's the fastest kid I've ever seen in my life. He is. He'll hit a ground ball where most people would just, ground out on and go 0 for 4 on the day. Carson can hit 4 ground balls, and maybe hit 500 that day. He's a threat. He's a threat on the base paths, and that leads to those the extra base hits, man. I mean, he's been great, and we've been lucky to have him. He's hot right now, and I think we're gonna. Like Max was saying, we'll be dangerous. We'll be dangerous once everybody starts pulling in together as well. So hopefully he'll be consistently taking off where he is. And I think whenever we all get together and start hitting too, we're gonna be putting some things together because our pitching staff has looked pretty well too. So I think we have a shot to be really competitive this year.
I hope so, man. You guys turn the page and look forward to Middle Georgia heading to Milledgeville on Tuesday.
Wait, Middle Georgia is not Milledgeville, is it? Middle Georgia's in.
It's Milledgeville.
Really?
Yeah.
It's right next to Georgia College. They both in the same place.
They're in the same city by terms of name.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, but we take we took game 1 and then get ready for this game, and that's always been a good little 3.5 hour rivalry. Since our days
going way back, and they're coming into the Peach, right?
Next year,
26. Yeah, they're pushing they're going to push their application to next year. So they'll apply next year, and then if they get in, they'll join the Peach. They've been offered the Peach is where they'll come when they get in, and there's no indication that they shouldn't get in.
Yeah, it's a fun little rivalry. I'm glad.
Yeah. So, all right, Brian. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for hopping on, and
congratulations.
Keep that Gold Glove safe, man. Don't let it go on eBay.
Yeah.
Don't let the Clemson fan put it on eBay.
Yeah. I can't wait to get out of this room. I had to, the boys are all we got good vibes tonight. So the boys are rowdy out there, just listen to music, talk, and I had to get some peace and quiet. So. Yeah. I had to stay in this Clemson room, unfortunately, man. But I appreciate you guys let me come up and chat you up, and I appreciate the time. And go Sand Sharks, right?
That's right.
Yeah, man.
Go Sand Sharks, man. Go Sand Sharks.
Thank y'all.
Go join the party.
That's right.
Brian Meyer, good dude, man. He's a lot of fun.
Awesome guy.
Man,
he's fun.
So, well, let's stay on the diamond, and we'll kind of wrap softball. I know we talked a lot about Addie there in the first, but I mean, they outslugged them in game 1. I mean, winning 11-10. And then today Lander had to come back and beat us twice. It wasn't a foregone. Like, I mean, there's a couple of games where you're just like, man, you think you've got it the whole game, and then unfortunately, man, history seems to repeat itself. The same rule that happened.
Oh God.
So I mean, we talked with Coach Yeski about it last week, and it came. I can't believe it came around again, let alone within a week of each other. But the re-entry rule, we're not going to harp too much on it, but the Lander coach didn't properly re-enter their player. And if the same thing came up, she came up to a bat. She took a leadoff walk. Cody went out there. They called her out. They argued, and I mean, it just doesn't make sense. You can't. I don't.
So the rule I guess the biggest concern here is that it doesn't seem the rule was applied the same way that it was last weekend.
Correct.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was it was an interpretation that she meant to do it. Okay, well, I mean. Cody meant to re-enter.
Cody's like, yeah, well, I meant to last week too.
Right. So I mean, that's the part that just that sucks is that that's a game changing play the same way it was against North Georgia. Without that, you can't predict the future, but we win theoretically we can win the game against North Georgia last week. And it
just seems like
I think it was the same thing
avoidable.
this week,
It seems so avoidable because when you send someone up to bat for the person that subbed for them earlier in the game, you are re-entering them. We all understand what's happening. I don't understand why it's got to be a sticking point.
Right.
I think on top of it, I know we said we weren't going to harp on this or anything, but just watching it, I don't think the umpires knew what to call there. Like, I don't think they had a clue because she was safe and then she was out and then she was safe again. I was like, well, what's the call?
Yeah, you can't make that call twice, or you make the call and you stick with it. You know, whether or not you like. I mean, that's I think
I would almost bet a rule book was consulted on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, the game probably should have been played under protest.
Probably
on that end. You know, again, it's a game defining moment in the sense of you go from having a speedy runner on.
Nobody out.
A speedy runner on first to having nobody on with one out in the seventh inning.
A huge difference of how you play.
Yeah, I think,
especially in softball.
Yeah, and it's the time. It took more than 10 minutes of them going back.
Oh, it took forever.
It should have been like, okay, well, you know what? Oh, well, I meant to do it. Okay, well, I meant to, call her out, so she's out. You know, that's the rule.
I think the worst part was after they took 10 minutes figuring it out. That's when Lander started hitting the ball well, and they started coming back in that game.
And it's unfortunate.
Well, it takes your pitcher out of a rhythm.
Yeah,
it cools her arm down. You're not warm anymore because you sat there for 10 minutes.
And you're not given the opportunity to like warm back up. You gotta go in cold. That's hard.
I'm surprised they didn't give her a chance to get some warm-up pitches.
For sure. They're huddled up at the mound, and you're like, just trying to figure out what's going on. But I mean, it's a rule that that I think that needs to be looked at if it's happening in back-to-back games.
That's what I'm saying is you need to address it and make sure everybody's clear on what needs to happen in those situations and what happens if you don't follow the protocol.
It just hurts to see something like that decide a really well played series finale where you want it to be.
You would think they would have figured this out after the first time, and yet they didn't.
It's a different crew.
Different crew.
Crew. That's true.
But
that's true.
The one question
I don't know.
I just think it's something they need to address. At least.
I think if this happens again, I think if this happens again, they need to put the game under protest. That's what I would do.
I would agree.
I mean, otherwise, besides that blunder, that's.
But ball don't lie. I mean, she did get walked, and it was applied the way that we wish it had been applied last week, which is, come on, we know what she was trying to do.
Like, I mean, it's like that we were bit by it last week because of the rule, and then now it's like,
now you get it right,
or now you're taking the interpretation because it's like the rule doesn't take the interpretation. I meant to put her in, but I meant to re-enter her. I don't know what you're thinking.
It was just an unfortunate situation.
But I mean, it's otherwise, that blunder just takes away from a great game, and that's going to be what it talks about. Lander's a top 2 team in this conference.
That's a tough.
We went step for step with them.
Yeah, I mean
they went step for step.
Yeah, I mean playing the top 2 teams right out of the gate. That's not easy. I mean, coming out the first part of the schedule.
We talked about it last week and said, man, the Peach Belt. You're playing the defending, conference champions in basketball for the men, and then you're playing the defending national champions in the open conference play on the road. It's like, good Lord. But man,
it's a rough conference, man. It's a tough conference to play in any sport.
Yeah, you know what? You just got next. I'm thinking golf.
It's mentality, right?
Yeah,
right,
you have a bad hole. You have one that gets away from you. You got a lot more softball to play. You got 2 more on Thursday against East McRae, and you got a big opportunity against a USCB team that's still winless 0-3 in conference play. So that's a very you know, I mean,
I'm excited for that one.
Overall, they're 13-6 overall, so it's certainly far from easy. But that's a winnable series for sure. And
I mean,
you know,
we took one from them last year.
Yeah.
That was our first Peach Belt Conference game win too.
Right.
Was against Aiken, and it was a walk-off. So
that's right.
We'll keep on keeping on with softball. But again, Addie Reynolds the standout this weekend. 6 for 8 with 3 homers, 9 ribbies. If she doesn't win Peach Belt Softball Player of the Week, someone had to do a whole lot.
Someone had
me and Wes were going nuts after that second homer today. We were both going nuts. She smoked that ball.
Here's evidence of it's not playing volume. Never mind.
Oh yeah, she hit that, and we all knew like it was gone.
It was
she tore the cover off of that ball,
and she's slowly creeping up. She's slowly creeping up the all-time home run list too.
Yeah.
I was working on.
What she got?
Hold on.
And how many she need? I'm curious.
Well,
that would be.
Mariah,
I'm curious now. Yeah.
Mariah is still the all-time leader.
Mariah Sanborn.
Mariah Sanborn, Big Red, man.
She was
something else.
Really impressive power hitter. She could turn on an inside pitch like nobody.
I guess I haven't uploaded the stats yet, so she's got 18 career home runs.
All right.
So she's slowly working her way up. Gotta look at it.
What's Mariah's record?
50 something.
I'm trying to look that up.
Okay.
She's got 35.
35. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
she said Addie's up to 18.
Up to 18.
All right, so that puts her ahead of CJ Browder and 6th on the all-time list behind Sanborn, Maddie Bird, Katie Rekovich, Taylor Triplett, and Shelby Zipper.
All
when she puts the bat, man. When she puts the bat to that ball.
Shout outs to some other players that stood out for me. Taylor Chang had a home run in game 1 today in that 7-5 loss. Bullet over the right field fence. She had 2 hits in that game. Devin Weller really consistent. Certainly an unfortunate ending to the week or the weekend series, but really reliable factor at the plate and someone who just continues to find a way.
Don't forget the pitching side too. Sierra Kinlaw and Abigail Ramirez. They played really well this week.
Earlier, Kinlaw was great.
Kinlaw in game 2.
In that first game too, coming in the 7th and shutting them down.
Yeah.
And you said Justin, we thought they really won it in the 7th by getting that clean inning to set themselves up for the win, the bottom half. But that was all her and that defense. And of course, on the bottom of the lineup with some players like Tamai Whitlock and Surya Simmons. And then the good story at the end, Alyssa Rose coming in and finishing it off. The
local product, man.
Kinlaw in that third game, she was dealing in that third game. Just right until the end of that game, she was on fire for the first, I think, 5 innings. 6th inning came around, and things just changed on from there, and it was unfortunate. But what a great way to end the series. Not the way you want it to go, but it shows us that they can battle with any team in this conference.
And just 1 walk given up, 4 strikeouts, and give credit to Lander. They took advantage. I mean, they didn't give Sierra didn't give them any good looks. I mean, when they got their pitches, they capitalized and a couple of homers and extra base hits and right back in the ball game. But I just look back to when they had opportunities to extend the lead. They had the bases loaded earlier midway through the game, and those are opportunities where you don't want to let them hang around, and they kind of let them hang around a bit too long in that game, and then they came back.
Yep, pedal down.
But when you have the opportunity to shut the door on the opposition and really build that lead, you gotta take care of business and do it. So,
no lead is safe in the Ville. Never. But Brackin, you had golf that you wanted to talk about as well, right?
Yeah, man. Let's talk a little McLean Neal, man. She has been a great addition. The Bryant transfer. And that was something that she and I could kind of connect on being
from the NEC.
From the NEC, yeah. Bryant's up there in is it Connecticut or
somewhere up there?
Somewhere up in the Northeast.
New England.
In New England. There you go. But Bryant Bulldog last year makes the transfer from there, and actually they were here for the tournament, the Oldfield Intercollegiate. Them and LIU, formerly LIU Brooklyn. I did see some old Blackbird gear in the golf bags with a couple of their players. They did a complete rebrand. No longer LIU Brooklyn. They are LIU, and they are the Sharks.
So, really?
And they have the same.
Did not know that.
A similar intercoastal blue and a yellow as their color. But we welcomed a lot of teams, 13 teams to Oldfield, and it was a great turnout, man. And but man, McLean was on fire. She really led the way in that second 18 in the second round, and came back and helped go bring us back into. We were in 8th place after the first round, and when they started the second, man, McLean just found a different gear. Ashley Mead had another great round, and they finished off. McLean finished off with 5 birdies on the back 9.
Yeah,
wow. She almost had 5 in a row. From 11 to 15.
That's impressive.
Her birdie on 15.
She had 4 in a row and then another one at 18, right?
Yeah, and she would have had
one at 18 gave you second place solo second.
That's a great back 9.
That's unreal.
And that one on 15 just rimmed out of the cup. Man, it was it was so close. But I mean, you'll see it on the top 5 that we'll post tomorrow. The May or the February top 5 is highlighted with a lot of stuff, man. It's just check out
probably
USCB
5 of them, right? 5, probably 5 things.
So we got 7.
Oh,
7
the top 5. We got 7 in the top 5. So we're using Big Ten math. I got you.
We got 2 honorable mentions. We can't, just I'll tell you one of them is the 65-point revenge win over North.
Nice.
Yeah.
And on that subject, I mean,
that was satisfying.
Let's put a bow on basketball season because it just wrapped up.
I can't believe it's over, man. I can't believe it's over. Little tear, man. But we're only just beginning.
Oh yeah,
first season, man. I mean,
I had a great. Didn't get to join us for basketball this season, but man, hopefully you caught up with it, or
Oh yeah, for sure. They had a good season, first season, man, and first of a lot of things for them. But I was impressed how both women's and men's team played this season. They fought hard in a lot of games this year. So I'm excited to see what next season has in store for them.
Hey, the women just about snuck up and messed up Augusta's day the other day. They got back within 5 late, and Augusta was panicking. It was fun at the end, and then the guys, they gave them another fight up there on Saturday as well. Now, it was super fun year. We talked about it Saturday night. Wes and I did on the lowdown, just how much fun it was, how much it exceeded our expectations overall. I think we all agree we didn't really know what the expectations were win-loss wise. It was just more about like what's it look like and how competitive are they, and I mean they passed all the tests. They looked the part, and now you feel like they should be able to go in and bring in some reinforcements to really be competitive with the top of the league. So I'm super excited about it. I couldn't be more pleased with the 2 coaches. I've told them both independently that like it's an honor to be associated with your program in some way. You talk to people who worked for Coach K or worked for Bobby Knight or something, and they like wear it like a badge, being associated with their program. And I think these are 2 coaches that are kind of along those lines of the kind of people that you want to support their program, you want to be a part of it because they're about the right things and they do it the right way. And I just think 2 slam dunk hires, to use the tired cliche, the pun, 2 slam dunk hires, and can't wait to see what comes in the next few years. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited on the women's side. You feel kind of gypped that you didn't get to see Lydia and Sheridan play this season.
Yeah.
Losing them both to injuries, but and something both teams brought a whole new connection within the school spirits and absolutely. I mean,
you
got kids who don't want to come, who probably don't want to come to a basketball game or who are out there.
And then that helps you in turn. That helps improve the attendance at baseball and softball, because now that you have these students going to these athletic events, they want more. They want more action. They want more excitement, and that in turn really helps these spring sports too, especially baseball and softball. So that's a lot of fun, and just everyone has so much rave reviews. Everyone who was able to get to a game, and just we thank everyone who's put in tireless work, especially those men and women from Sun City who did some amazing things, and we got to some of them helping us out now in the spring. But couldn't have done it without all of them, and all these amazing fan supporters, and just really proud and excited of the students that continually came and supported this team throughout the season and really showed that extra energy and excitement. And it's something that you guys were pursuing for a long time, getting basketball here, getting it on campus, and it was everything that we could have dreamed of, and just so much more. And I'm just
here, and it's not going away.
Yeah, and it's just starting. It's just
starting. The Lowco is here to stay, man.
Here to stay.
Yeah, baby.
But
shout out to my boy Jerry. I saw him behind the bench at Augusta Saturday. He was not dressed to the nines. He dresses down on the road. He was he always comes dressed out at home. He's always looking good.
And now getting that full off season and going into the transfer portal with an opportunity to improve and add on to these squads, and then hopefully, especially on the women's side, getting some players back from injury. I mean, if you think this was a starting point, just wait until what you could see in year number 2.
Well, I'm looking forward to a couple of the players who we've signed on basketball. 2 officials. We got one who's waiting to sign her letter of intent. So I won't mention who that is, but Audra Hillman and Ellie Lewis are 2 who have already signed, and they're here, and they'll be here. I didn't get to meet Audra. She came to a game. She's from North Carolina, but she came to the Georgia Southwestern game. That was a tough game, but she's a 6-foot shooter, so you got some height. And then Ellie Lewis is a sharpshooter out of Ohio. Corresponded a little bit with her, just getting some pictures for her committed post. But man, she's like 5'4", I think, but she's a sharpshooter.
Oh, I like that.
So I don't know if we have a Mighty Mouse round 2, with Tanaya, but
Tanaya's Mighty Mouse forever. She's Mighty Mouse.
She's accepted the nickname. I saw her.
If the nickname fits and they accept it, you roll with it.
Yeah, I was like, hey, Mighty Mouse the other day. She just kind of turned and looked and just just ear to ear. So
she's great. I love that kid.
I'm looking forward to all of those, and I'm really looking forward to once Lydia and Sheridan get back.
Oh yeah.
Lydia was up in the press box with us today, and she's about 5 or 6 weeks away from being able to run, and she's just biting at the bit to get there.
Oh yeah.
But on the men's side, man, I'm so excited.
Oh yeah.
You can live and die by the transfer portal. You would think that a couple of schools are going to try and pick off a couple of guys just from pure numbers, but I mean, my goodness, Marcus Overstreet, you can't, if he doesn't win Freshman of the Year, and he has a very good shot at player.
See, I don't worry about the portal as far as anything you lose in the portal, because my philosophy has always been that if you aren't happy here, if you want to be somewhere else, that's okay. There's a million places you could be, and if you're not happy here, then we're not going to get the best you have to offer, and that's not good for anybody. So if you're unhappy, that's what I love about the portal personally is if a kid is unhappy, like has regrets, then why make it impact everybody involved? Like, let them go, be somewhere that they think they can be happy. So, you'll probably lose some to the portal, but is it really a loss if they weren't feeling it, you know?
Right.
I'd rather them go on than come back and take up a scholarship or a roster spot on a team that they don't really want to be on. So that's kind of where I am with it. But you know, it is what it is. You lose a couple, and then you know what you need, and you go shopping, and it's all good. So, but I think Fudala is going to recruit the heck out of this class and come out swinging next year, man. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I just pulled Marcus's numbers. He finishes averaging a double this season. 17.
Wow.
It's 17.6 per game points and 11 rebounds. 465 points. You know, we talked about it before. That plateau of 1,000 points is kind of like your good thing, and he's nearly halfway there.
Halfway,
freshman year. Like
that's insane.
Like he should probably, if he stays healthy, he should score 2,000. Like, probably.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
I mean,
because he's only going to improve
if he stays healthy, as long as he doesn't have Greg Odom knees or whatever. You know, like you never know.
But, I mean, if he
think about those games that he didn't score, 10, 15 points, that he was what his average was, and a couple of the games where he's just getting doubled, and I think there was one game that he had like 4. It was just like an oddity.
We need another legit big. We need one more legit big, so they can't just sag on him.
But I think if he,
and so we have another big in the rotation, just because that 5 guard lineup.
I just think back to that 4 overtime game where he didn't want to pick up his 5th foul.
Yeah,
that he just played some
24 minutes. 24 minutes without fouling out.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And it wasn't like he was wilting. He was still dominating the game at both ends of the floor. It was unbelievable.
And it's just something, man. And you know what the best part is a couple of the kids who were helping us out this weekend are like, helping them. They're like helping them get food. They're like, oh, hey, Marcus, you need to eat some more. You need like, hey, come over to my dorm. I'll cook for you. Like, they're like, what? I mean, and that's kind of like what Ashton said was the engagement with with everybody in the student body.
Yeah.
Hey, I know AJ. I'm gonna call AJ out for this. He smells food and he runs across the hall. Hey, I smell you cooking. So I mean, like,
welcome to college. Welcome to college.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
for sure.
But I mean, but how cool is that?
What you got over here?
Yeah, I mean, how cool is that? I mean, it really is, because there's always going to be against with everybody. The regular student, the student athletes, and all that kind of stuff. But to see that bridge being built and really putting together this, that everybody, it's not just you're not just a regular student, you're not a student athlete. We are USCB. Everybody, and that's the beauty of a small campus, and that's one of the reasons I love it.
It is. Yeah.
And the student involvement has just only gotten better.
It's all hands on deck situation.
I had one paid student here this weekend, or no, 2 paid students in here all weekend. It's spring break.
Yep.
Everybody else is volunteers, dude. These are students who are volunteering or getting credit for class.
I think that's fantastic.
Like,
what stuff? That's what's up.
Takes a village for sure.
It's because they love. It's because they love their school. It's because they love USCB sports. You want people volunteering. It's because they love what they do.
You got to have that extra passion within the students. That's what makes things really special. And I think a lot of these kids really love what they do, and they're excited to do it, and they enjoy the process, and they love to learn. And I'm just proud of what you're doing, Brackin, to help facilitate this and let these kids shine, because so many of them have done just incredible work, and we appreciate all of them for their help.
Well,
right on, boys.
We'll end with this.
Ashton was there spiritually.
She was.
And Jarrett thanks us for all that we do.
But honestly, this is all a vision that came together, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, when I just kind of hopped up in the press box and said, hey, I'll do this with JJ. And after a while, hey, are you going to be hanging around? I still remember this conversation. You literally asked me, are you going to come to every game? Yes. Yeah. Why not? okay, we're gonna put you on scholarship.
Yeah.
So I mean, then it was opening round, World Series. You know, I mean, that's you take an opportunity and you run
Yeah.
These kids.
A week in Claremont. You know, every now and then.
I went
hanging
down
out with Larry at the Hampton Inn and Suites.
Yep, getting left, Coach Heberling, man, I will never forget this. Valentine's Day in Claremont, I get left at the field. Mama Cook was my Valentine's Day date. So, but
many good times have been had.
But hey, short little update. We can give a little virtual tour of it. You know, I'll film a little bit this week, but the expansion to the rec center, to the Cove, man, is coming.
Oh
Yes.
The concrete is poured, the beams are up. You know, the weather's kind of taking it down a little bit. That's the little flood that we had earlier. But man, it's coming along, and the seat back bleachers will be installed in the next couple of weeks. They're here. They're right at your scores table, JJ. So
nice.
You know,
very
updates
nice.
are happening. So
very nice.
We love it, and you know, like I said, we're
I'm excited for that.
I am excited. That's not just with basketball; that's with everything. This weekend just shows how much depth and how good these teams can be. You know, the ladies out in the link, the guys start tomorrow. Out there, I think they're in Winston-Salem.
Yeah.
They got to play
the Ram shootout at Pinehurst.
Yeah, they got to play Pinehurst, man. That's how cool is that?
That's
pretty
awesome.
Dope. So, pretty dope.
But yeah, man, what another great episode. Thank you, Brian Meyer, for hopping on with us again.
Yeah,
Max.
B. Meyer.
So Max is going to join us regularly here, and JJ,
Mad Max.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get some of our student workers working on this and learning how to produce and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, that's the plan.
It's been a great weekend. We're crossover season is officially over. We are in spring sports. I'm looking forward to track and field, outdoor track and field, man.
Yeah,
here we go, and there we go. I mean, that's our producer, our hope to be producer.
Yeah, we're gonna put her into indentured servitude as our producer.
I know. This will be part of their duties. We'll mention some good stuff.
Other duties as assigned.
There you go. All right, JJ.
All right, friends. Always a good time for all these guys. Wes Kerr, Worldwide Wes Kerr, Mad Max Arraj, and Badass Brackin Lambert. I don't know. Got to come up with something on the fly. Beat down Brackin Lambert. I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, keep those fins up.